Ladies and gentlemen, dads and non-dads, welcome back to the Diaryofadad.
I think looking at that experience, I think it's actually something that should be more standard than it is, especially within the black culture.
Right?
Because sometimes, man, things. Firstly, we know that things work out a bit better if you plan them out.
Something, right? How's it, bro?
No, I'm good, man. How are you?
Oh, good. Long time no see.
Yeah. You've been running away from the studio.
I haven't been running away, man, but a lot has been happening. And, this is the disadvantage of Diary of a Dad.
Yeah.
Because life will just come at you as a dad. And then, you can keep it to the recording schedule.
We gotta switch up. We gotta switch up the schedule and shit.
Yeah.
But yeah, I understand. Though I understand.
But no, man, it's good to see you. It's good to see you. I think I must do the proper welcome for our viewers.
I think so too.
Yeah.
Think so too.
But I didn't want to do it off the bat. I didn't want to sound like so robotic. I want to.
It must sound like someone said 3,
4.
2.
Okay. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to Diary of a Dad. I'm your host, Kelvin N, with my friend Sabel, aka Mahuta.
Yeah, you already know.
And today, we're bringing you the news. It's like I was on cue. That is good, right?
Nah, but you can't blame the Q. You can't blame the Q for saying that
Because now my notes are finished. So there's no teleprompter, like whatever.
We are not bringing all the news. Firstly,
but so tell me what's been happening this week, man. What's been happening
this week? Actually, we had our first incident of the child being sick at school.
It's still winter.
It was on Wednesday, I think. Yeah, and the teachers called. Hey, this guy is crying, he has a headache, and like he has a fever. But then and luckily I was also working in Midrand on that day. But then the mom was closer. And a lady went and picked her up, dropped him off at home.
Teamwork makes the dream work.
Yeah, by the time we actually arrived at home, he was feeling a bit better.
It's always waste at the school, right? The teachers are always panicking. But when you get him or you get the baby at home, it's like
how? But you're fine. But then I think also with kids, there's the comfort of being at home.
Yeah.
So like
familiarity,
the familiarity actually is like, oh, okay, even if I have a headache, but I'm at home, so I'll just like lie down on the couch or something. But yeah, and then on Thursday, I didn't go to work because I was like, nah, don't go to school. And then let's see how you are.
Yeah.
And then I made a full recovery. Friday was
I saw him earlier on. So for me, I had a quiet week with the kids. I think there was drama about lunch boxes.
Ooh.
because the lunchbox food was finished and it was not replaced in time for the next day.
Oh.
So the twins wanted to, money to replace the lunchbox. So there's lunchbox and there's extra cash for buying whatever you want.
Yeah.
So now you need to pay that.
You have to pay that and lunchbox money.
So I'm like, but I'm trying to teach them to say, some type of responsibility. So what I say, you must check every evening. What do you need for tomorrow when you come back from school? Not evening, during, so that if a plan needs to be made, someone needs to go to the shops.
Yeah.
So me, I was like, no, we can't be running panic stations in the morning. What were you doing yesterday? You were with me. We were chilling, and then you went to sleep. So that was some part of drama.
And then I feel that.
And then I think was the same day because I was working from home. It must be Wednesday then. I was working from home, so I had to go fetch them after school. And I had time, so I went early, right on time. I was there quarter past 2.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, quarter past 2. 2:30 they come out, right? The school. 2:45. One baby is not out.
How?
I'm like, where's your sister? The other twin. I'm like, I don't know where she is. And I was with my wife as well. I said, yeah, babe, you have to go and find out what is happening here. We can't just sit
because
here.
now we can't just be waiting now. How?
She went inside, found the other one. The friend was in detention. So she was just chilling with the friend.
So she was just chilling with the friend who was in detention. Imagine, we're waiting for you in the car. We're out there in the car waiting for you.
So that was my drama, man, But anyway, man, that's what's been happening this week. Tell me, what is your thoughts and opinion? Because we're going to be very opinionated today. Because today we want to talk about Planned Parenthood. I want to talk about, how many kids are too much. Actually, I must say, how many kids are enough? Because too much, that means I'm judging, right?
Yeah, that does come across. That does come across a bit judging. Like you have one too many kids.
So
like,
tell me,
wow.
what is your thoughts and opinion about Planned Parenthood?
Well, I think firstly, as in the earlier episode, we had said, Uguti, hey, on my side, we had not planned.
Yeah.
You see? So I think looking at that experience, I think it's actually something that should be more standard than it is, especially within the black culture.
Right.
Because sometimes, man, things. Firstly, we know that things work out a bit better if you plan them
something,
out.
right?
Like
if something is planned.
If you plan something, most of the time it will like come across better than if it was just like a random thing.
Exactly.
So I think what that does is you are able to, because Planned Parenthood for me also links with that's why I like the term family planning.
Yes.
Because I think it also links with planning for the future.
Yes.
Planning like finances.
Yes.
So now you are able to plan out properly and you are able to execute like proper. Now you know that, okay, I want maybe my kids to be 3 years apart. Maybe you have like certain reason that, okay, maybe when this one is starting school, at least then, because other people do it like that, okay, when one starts school, like grade R,
the
or
other one must be at this
then
age.
We can have another kid.
For me, I will confess, only one of my child is planned.
Mm-hmm.
The first one. The second one, it just happened.
Yeah.
I was not ready, but it happened, and I'm grateful. It's a blessing. But I'm a firm believer of Planned Parenthood, family planning. Mm-hmm. I'll be like repeating what you just said, because it gives you an opportunity. It's control of your life.
Yes.
And then setting up your offsprings. You're setting them up for a successful future. Mm-hmm. Because if everything is planned, right, you have control. So now you know when you want to have your child. You know possibly where you want to send them to school.
Yep.
You know how many kids you want. Because children are very expensive. Mm-hmm. So
even with planning with your career, also, you know, there's times where you actually in your career, and I think it's because it becomes a bit of a taboo to talk about these things. Mm-hmm. But there's times in your career where you can't afford to have a kid.
Yes,
like where having a kid would be a huge inconvenience for your career growth at a certain time.
Yes.
You
have to accept that.
And you have to know that is fact. So if you are able to then plan around it, where if you just got a promotion, you might want to wait a few months into the promotion before
nothing wrong with
because now
that's what I'm talking about.
You want to get into it, you want to be known, you want to be comfortable in your role at work. Then you can like have a child, and then everyone else is gonna be happy at work.
I mean, there's people who have very challenging jobs and they cannot have children.
Yeah,
but they feel like, no, I must just have the kid now because maybe the clock is ticking or whatever reason. Mm-hmm. And then now you're suffering. The work balance, like we always speak about, is not It's not balancing.
And then
now you're thinking.
And where does it fall on? It falls on the mother.
Yes.
You see, and that is exactly what we are trying to avoid here.
Yes.
That because now,
but now, what if the mother also has a demanding job?
Exactly.
So that's what I'm saying. Parenthood it's about discussion, right? So now you can't just surprise your partner with a baby.
Like, hey, I'm pregnant.
No, you must be careful. You must make
need
sure
to
that
do
as
the
a man,
things. Yes.
you do the things that make Planned Parenthood possible.
Yeah.
You cannot be surprised.
It's like how
are you surprised that you made somebody pregnant?
It's like how I don't understand how dudes don't like being knowledgeable about their partners, like periods, about like what pills they're taking,
yes,
and like all that kind. If you're taking injection, there's
like
about injection, there's about patch,
of Planned
there's
Parenthood
about
is on her.
It's not fair at all because you need to know if like the loop, must know what a loop is. You like, nah, bro, like you're in this together. So for me, I think
homework. Google.
Go Google the loop. So I think for me, with us being more aware just of Planned Parenthood, it does take a lot of strain away from the mothers, because at the end of the day, I think a lot then falls on them, because I mean, if they are pregnant, they are the ones who are pregnant. There's no way around it for them.
It comes back to what you and me will always say, that you don't become a father the day the child is born.
Yep.
You have to.
Yep.
This is a responsibility already.
Yes.
That you need to share. Don't leave everything on your woman.
Mm-hmm.
So that what if she gets pregnant, and when you are happy that she was covering for you, and now you're unhappy, like, oh no, but I was not ready. Where did you share the responsibility to make sure that you are both ready?
Facts.
Facts. So, man, this is my favorite topic to talk about. But anyway, we have to move on. So my next question, remember I said, how many children are enough?
Yeah.
Does it depend?
For me,
like, is this a question without an answer?
Yeah, it doesn't have what just happened?
What, the light?
Yeah, no, I think the light that just, sorry, my bad. It just hit my face.
Maybe
directly from there. Yeah. So I think for me, it because the two topics actually tie in very well,
right?
Because it comes with that plan. Sometimes you may feel that, okay, I want 2 kids, né? And then after the second kid, after a couple of years, you guys might be in such a good space that a kid actually would be a good thing in your life then.
Right.
You see, then it's like, yo, number 3. You see?
So exactly. So there's no answer.
I don't think there's an actual answer. You know where I think the answer is?
Yeah.
It's enough when you actually finally get a vasectomy.
Look, okay, so
that's when we know that
before I talk about that, the vasectomy, I didn't see that coming. You do know I have a vasectomy, right?
No.
You don't know?
No. You guys don't share these things. You see, women are right. Guys don't share these things.
Talk this. So I had a vasectomy when my twins were 3.
Because I was also gonna get it. After that, I'm like,
this is the responsibility that I'm talking about, right?
Yeah,
sharing responsibility.
Mm-hmm.
So we wanted to have 2 kids. We had the twins, so we have 3 kids, right? I'm very happy, 3 kids. I would have been in that position where when I was more mature, more stable, I would have had another baby when my children were so old.
Yeah.
Because I love having 3 kids, right? But she was on the pill, changing different types of the medicine, and it was killing her, bro. And I'm like, but why are you suffering when we know we're not gonna have any more kids? What's the point of this, right?
Because we know that we said we are done.
So why are you suffering? So I consulted with my doctor. I've had, I've read about it before. I knew what it was. I talked to her. She wasn't 100% sure. Like, hey, but you don't want another. I'm like, no, man, we are done.
We're
We are done.
done.
So are we doing this? She was like, nah, I don't have a problem with it. I went under the knife. It's a very simple procedure. You go in the morning, in the evening, you go. It's done.
You see, you don't even sleep in the hospital.
Oh, but anyway, the things are a bit so for the whole week.
I can imagine. Yeah, and that's it.
That's it.
It's so interesting that you bring that up because at work on Wednesday, actually, when we're working here at Midrand, during lunch, so we end up, having social conversations and ended up talking about this thing of when you no longer want to have kids and stuff. So this guy was like, nah, vasectomy though, that's where I draw the line. So I'm like, why though? He's like, yo, what if then you make a mistake there? I'm like, but do you trust medical procedures? Yes or no? Because if you trust medical procedures,
it's not a mistake.
Then all procedures are they don't have the same risk, but all procedures then have risk in them.
Yes.
It's because that's how I always look at it. When it's either you accept science or you reject it. You can't be halfway now and whatever. And but it was that thing that we still associate like that private part too much with our manhood.
So I feel like if I have a vasectomy, I'm losing my manhood.
Yes.
But for what? Because you already have children.
Exactly.
You are happy with the number of children that you have, the enough, right? Not too much, not too many.
Hey, you're making sure you're towing the line, my boy.
Right there. No mistake. So why would you not trust a medical procedure? Because it can be reversed, but you're making a final decision. Says, okay, this is it's planned again. You're saying, okay, so now I have the kids. All right, so now I don't want to have kids between me and my woman and my partner by an accident. So I'm making sure this is done. And for me, the biggest motivator, like I said, was seeing my wife suffer with the prevention pills. And it was not necessary. It was an added motivation for me. But
because they have a lot of side effects.
Yes,
those
but
pills,
also
man.
I really didn't want to have any more children because why? I mean, I'm thinking future. I'm thinking financial. I'm thinking time. I feel like you need just enough kids so that each child, when they are growing up around you, they have your time.
They're gonna and you know how, because other people will be like, how do you then judge that? And for me, it's always that look at it as what memories are your kids gonna have of you. So if you when you are raising your kids, you feel like there's a kid that maybe you've never really played with on their own, if you have that thought, go and do it same time. Go into, if you feel like, oh man, my kids have actually never been to the movies, go to the movies same time, plan the movies and go, because it's all about when you're an adult, because you know the adult experience and the child experience.
Yes.
So you are able to shape the child experience to be the adult experience that you are envisioning for them. You won't always get it 100% correct, but having the experience of like being an adult, you'll realize that, when I talk to a lot of gents, when you speak about the memories with their dads, that they have very significant things.
Memories.
Like I know Obonga has a very significant memory of him like driving with his dad like to Josie, coming from home and whatever. So you see, when the more you speak with people and you hear those memories and you see your own memories, you'll be like, oh, those are the kind of things that last
forever in the mind of our children. It brings us to our last topic.
Yeah.
Dealing with childhood traumas so we don't pass them to our kids.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And I think it's always anything that bothers you now, when you think back about your childhood, you must make sure that that one is fixed for your children.
100%. I actually have an example of that.
Yeah.
So for me, because I actually discussed it also in therapy,
Yeah.
that for me, I feel
We
as
don't have enough
if
time to talk about that, but that is my. We're
I
gonna
know,
talk about
right?
it
Now
next
we're
week.
gonna have a proper session for it.
therapy.
Yeah, we're gonna have a
Okay.
proper session
Sorry
for it.
to cut you
So for me, what had happened was I felt as though I was never given the acknowledgement and the support and the praise, if for lack of a better word, like as a kid. And as, like as and I got to understand that as a kid, not that you kids live off validation,
Yeah.
but you as a parent, you need to validate your kid.
Yes.
In order for that, like validation doesn't just happen.
Yes.
So in order for them to grow up feeling validated as to who they are,
Yes.
like that they're smart,
Yes.
they're beautiful, they're
Yes.
handsome, like all those kind of stuff
Yes.
are very important to give to your kid. And
Mm.
that is so when they are out there, they are they do not doubt themselves.
Yes.
So for
Yes.
me, it was that. So what I do with my kid is whenever like he does something, there's always going to be that acknowledgement. Like when he does well with his
love that.
homework, when he comes back on Fridays and they were writing tests, and then he got 10 over 10.
My mother
And
was
like
very
there's
good at that.
always go, even if maybe I give him like even a sweet, and even if I'm like, okay, today you can sleep an hour later,
Yes.
just because like you did so
You can.
well, that kind of stuff.
I believe validation in the house will raise confident children.
Yes.
And when they are outside, they don't need external validation as kids that comes with the peer pressure.
Yep.
You know, like
you see, exactly.
like
exactly.
if peer pressure is a validation, if there's no validation at home, the kids will be on the street doing whatever
Yeah.
to feel validated. So I hear you, I understand that.
Mhm.
My mother was very big on that. Always, especially praising about your grades and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Some of validation is very important.
Mm.
And like we're saying, you understanding it now and then giving it to your child so that they don't inherit your trauma.
Yep.
I think we still need to talk about that, about trauma and passing it on.
Mhm. And another thing, what I think one other thing that we might not realize, especially as gents, is the trauma that just comes with the mood of the environment. So it's gonna be a situation where like we don't realize the mood we set in the house, and we as dudes actually are the ones that have I believe have the most responsibility,
Yeah.
like to do that.
Yeah.
And you need to realize that your child's frequency is always gonna be determined by the mood of the house.
Yes. Yes.
And a lot of times we don't realize that because of say like I don't want to say neglect per se, but how in our times there was a lot of okay, the parent is the parent, the child is the child. So it's like if you see me sitting there and you are there, you must know that I'm here in the house. And
Yes.
that's our that is our interaction. You there, I'm here. And so you see that sets a certain mood in the house.
Yes.
And it will set a certain mindset in the child looking at authority.
Yes.
And like all of that going forward. How they receive authority when they are older is going to be determined by that.
I feel like the authority is authority. You cannot challenge authority.
Yeah.
Authority is always right.
Mm-hmm.
It's a disability. Yeah.
And it's sad, man, because well, yeah, we are talking about we're adults here talking about serious issues.
Yes.
Because I believe that it also uh, like it's part of the problem when it comes to young children being molested.
Yes. Yes.
So if they grow up knowing that what an adult says is like the gospel and it
It's
can't be
very easy.
challenged, it's very easy
For them to be taken
advantage of and
Yes.
not come back to tell you because now it was an adult and they said I must not tell anyone. And, you know, like just setting that mood from the house, empowering your kids that, yo, when you go out there, if I am telling you to do this and it is incorrect, you can respectfully challenge that.
Exactly.
No, this is the issue here, not what you are thinking, you know?
I know this is a very serious topic,
Yeah.
but let me tell you what the flip side of this is. On the funny part, when my children challenges me and I stand on my business, they say, no, but you can't say what I'm saying is how I feel is not right because you said I must express myself. I must, and I'm just like,
it's coming back to bite you.
Wow. I'm saying, internal, I'm like, I'm proud of you for challenging me, but damn.
Nah, I feel you.
I'm happy at that point. Like, okay, the lesson was learned. It's working.
Yes.
Because they'll do that with somebody who wants to disrespect them on the street.
Yeah.
They'll stand on business. They'll be like, no, I'm a child, yes, but don't disrespect me.
Exactly.
Or don't try to bully me.
Exactly.
And I was proud in the moment, but inside I was like, it came to bite me. Wow, what a break.
That's true. That's true. We're actually almost finished.
Thank you, Ken.
Hey, we thank you. We thank you, sir. We thank you. You know, Kem knows.
Yeah.
Kem knows that.
Yeah,
you know,
no.
as a fellow dad,
Yeah.
you know that dads need like you know.
We record this on Saturdays, eh? Hey, please.
Oh, please, yes.
Don't
let it be
judge,
known.
don't
Let it be
judge.
known. Let it be known. Record this on a Saturday, please. Let it be known.
And it's after 12.
Yep.
You know, after 12 is the right time.
Nah, that's true. But yeah, man, hey, you see, that thing for me, I think it's very important because I think sometimes people don't associate it with like trauma. And I'm like, nah, actually, it's part and parcel, man. You know, if you grow up in a chaotic house where people are always shouting at each other and whatever, that's a traumatic experience which is going to shape how you are when you're an adult.
And how you react to situations. Are you like calm?
Because you look at the ideology of like fight or flight.
Yes.
That gets shaped like very early in your childhood. That what kind of person are you gonna be, you know? And then sometimes because of growing up in that always hostile environment, you like freeze, you know. So all those kind of things, I think we as parents, we really gotta be like mindful of exactly how they happen.
You know, I was having a chat with a friend, and that's how this topic came up about you must heal your traumas, your childhood traumas first. Because if you don't, you're gonna pass them on. And it got me thinking, like, no, you and me, we must discuss this. And it got me to thinking of the things that, you know, when you think that, yeah, but that's a problem. That's why I do things this way.
Mhm.
That's a problem. That's why, because I was never empowered about that aspect of character as you grow.
Yeah.
You know, the one that you said about challenging authority is very, very important. You find people in our workspaces, they are meek. Man.
Yes.
They don't challenge, and then they're taken advantage of.
Yeah.
By authority.
You see that so much. People literally being overlooked at work
because
because
they're too meek.
They're too meek, and people take advantage of that. That's the other thing.
And
like I hate the message of the world is cruel, but then the world is cruel. Like, so you need to always know that you are preparing your kids for everything. You know.
I mean, the sad thing is that you know you've been taken advantage of, but because you're told you cannot challenge authority, then you can't.
Yeah.
But anyway, I think we've almost come at the end of our episode today.
You see, these days I look forward to it.
Let me tell you, I think I've got the answer to the question. How many kids are enough? And this is my joke for today. This one I created it myself.
Yeah.
You know what? This is the joke. How many kids are enough?
How many?
When your friend starts calling you Nick Cannon.
Nah,
I'm done.
Nah. That one. Nah.
That's it. And we're out.
That's the one.
All right. So see you next time on another episode of Diaryofadad. I'm Kelvin N.
Mahuta, Sabelo, and Kelvin, actually.